Have you ever heard rustling in the woods and felt watched but saw nothing? What if I told you certain creatures only appear to those marked for death? One shows itself, and it's already too late. Stay till the end, because a terrifying fact awaits that will shake your soul, inshallah. The hollow deer. You see it from a distance, a beautiful deer with glowing eyes, standing motionless in the clearing. It doesn't blink, it doesn't breathe, it doesn't move when you speak, but it's watching you. Locals in parts of Appalachia call it the hollow deer, a creature with no heartbeat, no shadow, and no internal organs. Its body looks normal from far away, until you get close. That's when people describe its skin as paper thin, stretched over nothing but empty space. The deeper you go into the woods, the more often it appears. And the more often it appears, the closer death follows. But wait, you need to hear this next part. Stay focused. I'm about to open a secret. Get ready for a shocking twist. This will blow your mind. The hollow deer doesn't run from danger. It walks toward it. Survivors say it followed them in total silence, copying their footsteps from behind. When one man finally turned around to confront it, he vanished without a sound. Only his camera was found, still recording. And the footage showed nothing. The deer had no reflection, no presence. But the man's terrified breathing was real. Who was he looking at? The birch children. In the frozen forests of northern Europe, there are stories whispered, not told, not written, only shared by those who've seen them. They speak of tiny figures no taller than a child peeking from behind birch trees. Their skin is bark, their eyes are pitch black. They don't speak, they hum. Low, slow. A melody that echoes through the trees when the sun goes down. You'll hear it when you're completely alone. Hikers have reported seeing them, just briefly, before getting hopelessly lost or injured. Every time someone claims to hear their song, they disappear for days. Some come back, some don't. But pay attention, this next part is what no one survives. I'm about to reveal a twist, brace for impact. One man placed trail cameras in a region where the birch children were spotted. He vanished, but the camera didn't. Authorities found it weeks later. The last 30 seconds of footage, it showed dozens of bark-covered children, slowly surrounding the camera. Then, one of them looked directly into the lens and smiled. Their mouths weren't made for smiling. The teeth were not human. Number 8. The Whisper Wolf. This creature appears in the taiga forests of Siberia, but you never see it fully, only parts. A flash of gray fur behind a tree, a paw print in fresh snow, a faint howl not from far away but right next to you. Survivors say this thing doesn't chase you, it walks beside you, whispering. Not in a growl, not in a snarl, but in a human voice. Its face looks wolf-like but elongated, wrong, distorted, like something that tried to be a wolf and failed. People have heard the voice say it spoke their names, and that's when they started bleeding from the nose, for no reason. Here comes a disturbing revelation. Listen closely, this will change your view of the forest. Pay attention, a new twist is coming. One traveler described hearing the voice inside his head, not in his ears. He said it told him secrets about people who died in that very forest, including names he had never heard before. One of the names was his own. Hoth. Number 7. The Lantern Widow. In the dense rainforests of Borneo, some tribes speak of a glowing woman who appears only at night, carrying a single lantern. She doesn't walk, she glides. From a distance, she looks like a traveler or a healer, but her face is covered by a thin veil of black cloth. No one has ever seen what's beneath it. When she appears, animals fall silent. Insects vanish, time seems to pause. People follow the light. They always follow the light, because the Lantern Widow is mesmerizing. But this is where things turn truly disturbing. This next part will haunt you forever. Here's a twist that no one expects. Locals say if you follow her lantern, you'll walk in a straight line for hours and still never reach her. But if you turn around to leave, you'll find yourself walking in reverse. You didn't move at all. The trees are in the same place, the moon never shifted. You're trapped in a forest loop, forever caught in the widow's light. The only way to break free? Never ever look directly at her face. Because if you do, she takes your eyes. Hoth. Number 6. The Bloodroot Beast. Deep in the Amazon lies a creature known only by a whisper, La Raíz Sangrienta, the bloodroot. It's not an animal, it's not a spirit. It's something else. Something that looks like the entire forest twisted itself into a shape meant to kill. It has no bones, no skin, just a mass of vines and roots, shaped like a beast, with glowing red sap dripping from where its mouth should be. The bloodroot beast isn't fast, it doesn't chase, it waits. People describe hearing a sound like a heartbeat echoing from the trees, and when they investigate, they see it, breathing, watching, rooted, yet alive. You won't believe what happens next. Heads up, I'm about to flip your understanding. He followed the trail deeper until he found the source, a pile of bones wrapped in vines, still twitching. When authorities arrived, they found the bones, but no vines, no blood, no beast. Only a hollow tree trunk that looked like it had been breathing. Number 5. The Mirror Elk. In the dark, snow-drenched pine forests of northern Canada, hunters speak in hushed voices of a beast they call the Mirror Elk. From far away, it looks like a majestic elk, tall, antlers wide like branches, its breath fogging in the frozen air. But here's what they don't tell you. It has no eyes. Instead, in the sockets where its eyes should be are 2 perfect mirrors. The mirror elk doesn't flee when approached. It doesn't even blink. Instead, it tilts its head slowly, allowing you to look directly into those mirrored hollows. And that's when things begin to unravel. Get ready, something disturbing is coming. This will mess with your sense of reality. One man described staring into its eyes, and instead of seeing his reflection, he saw himself from behind, being watched by something tall and dark in the woods. The reflection twisted, changed. Suddenly he saw himself hanging upside down, covered in blood, in real time. And here's the part that cracked open my soul. He didn't die in the forest. He made it back. Told the story. Everyone thought it was a hallucination. Until 3 days later, they found him exactly like in the reflection. Hanging, bleeding, dead. The mirror elk never chases, it shows. And what it shows always comes true. Number 4, the rootling. Found in dense Central European forests, mostly in forgotten valleys and mist-covered hills, the rootling has no official name in biology because no scientist who searched for it ever returned. This creature looks like a stump, just a rotting piece of tree, moss-covered and cracked. You'll walk right past it, hike around it, sit on it maybe, but if you speak in its presence, it listens. If you curse, lie, or shout in anger near it, the rootling awakens. Its transformation is silent. You won't hear a twig snap, you won't hear soil shift, but the moment you look back, it's closer. And it's no longer a stump. It has arms made of roots, and a face, not made of wood, but of whatever it's killed. Now hold still, I'm about to throw your brain into darkness. Don't blink, twist incoming in 3, 2, 1. One woman hiker disappeared near Bavaria. 2 years later, a rescue dog sniffed out something strange in the woods. They found a stump, ordinary, decayed, except her face was in it. Not a carving, not a painting, her actual face, sunken, rotting, perfectly fused into the bark. Eyes open, mouth mid-scream. They called it a coincidence, but the forest knew better. Number 3. The crooner. Deep in the rain-drenched jungles of South America, villagers whisper about a voice that sings at night. Always distant, always beautiful. They call it La Cantante del Bosque, the crooner of the forest. It doesn't speak. It doesn't cry. It sings. and not in any known language. But the terrifying thing is, everyone who hears it understands it. It sings your name. It sings your sins. It sings what you regret the most, perfectly tuned to your own voice. And the worst part? The further you try to walk away from the voice, the closer it gets. Wait. Get ready to feel your spine crack from fear. I'm about to tell you the part nobody talks about. Hold your breath. Twist, loading. One explorer recorded the voice. He played it back. The audio revealed something impossible. Behind the singing voice, there were hundreds of other voices, all overlapping, moaning, crying, screaming in reverse, layered under the music like a choir of the damned. And when the audio ended, a final whisper played, clear as day. Now, you will join them. The man burned the tape, but his ears never stopped ringing. He screamed until his last breath. Number 2. The Echoing Hollow. In a cursed section of Russia's Ural forests, there is a place locals refuse to enter, even at daylight, not because of what's seen, but what's heard. They call it the Hollow, not because of trees, but because of voices. The moment you step in, you begin to hear yourself, but not an echo. No, the voice is repeating what you haven't said yet. It speaks your thoughts before you do. If you think of turning left, the voice will say, "Turn left." If you remember someone's name, it whispers it. At first, it feels eerie. Then it becomes unbearable. Now listen closely. I'm about to reveal the sickest part. This will ruin your sleep tonight. Here comes the twist. A survivor recorded the Hollow's voice for 7 hours. He left the forest and played it back in his home. The voice continued to predict his thoughts, even after he left the forest. He played the recording for others. It didn't speak to them. It only spoke to him. He couldn't think without hearing it. He couldn't sleep, couldn't function. 2 weeks later, he disappeared. His home was empty. But the audio device? Still playing. And the voice was still saying his name. Number 1. The face that hangs. This one shouldn't exist. People don't believe it. But it's the oldest creature on this list, found across continents and different cultures, always described the same way. A human face. No body. Just a face. Hanging from the trees like a mask, but alive. It doesn't speak. It doesn't blink. It just watches. At night, it's said to descend slowly from the trees by a string-like growth, never touching the ground. Its mouth opens slightly, just enough to breathe. But here comes the disturbing part. Are you ready for the truth? Get ready for a final twist that'll punch through your mind. One man in Indonesia photographed the hanging face during a trek. That night, he dreamed of it hovering over his bed. The next morning, his own reflection in the mirror showed his face hanging from a tree. It didn't go away, not from the mirror, not from windows, not from photographs, and eventually, not even from his shadow. 2 months later, he was found in a forest. His body was gone, only the face remained, swinging gently from a branch as if it had always been there. Final shocking fact: unseen, unheard, unexplainable. In 2022, satellite footage over the Congo Basin captured something massive moving beneath the canopy. Not animal, not vehicle, something that changed shape as it moved. They zoomed, enhanced, analyzed. It looked like a forest of arms. Hundreds of long limbs fused with branches crawling silently. No face, no form, just motion. The footage was removed. Officials said it was a glitch, but a month later, the satellite was decommissioned. And the two analysts who saw the raw video, both went missing. The jungle doesn't just hold creatures. Sometimes the forest is the creature. If this video had you gripping your seat, please subscribe, because hitting your subscribe button can give me new motivation to work harder and succeed. Which creature chilled your bones the most? Drop a comment below and tell me, what terrifying top 10 should we uncover next?